doesn't serve anybody.
Right, right. And then we're not aligned with the truth. And, of course, if we're not telling ourselves the truth, then we're living in some kind of distorted version.
Yeah. So what's lovely about having the intelligence that's called the body back us up is it will send us signals instantly when there's something that's not the whole truth being presented or moving through, meaning it gets nervous. It gets unsettled. And then we can notice that and with some kindness or clarity help it discern and then see what's really true.
It does seem that it takes a desire to see it, to be truthful with oneself, and to move out of denial in order to move back into begin to move back into balance. Is that right?
Yeah, I would invite folks to start with where they are. I mean, each one of us effortlessly notices remaining stress or agitation or suffering because our nature is compassion. So we can just start by noticing if something is restless or needs some rest. And from there, we just start there. And then that comes to rest, and we can honor that. And so it just unfolds, but each one of us can actually serve the liberating or the soothing or the return of the group consciousness back into a natural rest by just doing this for our own body minds, and it's very practical.
Yes, very practical. Now, do you recommend things like meditation to also do that, or how do people? Yes, go ahead.
It's really what each unique being's resonance is. I love resonance because it's a non-conceptual supreme intelligence. And each one of us, for some friend, it might be golfing or jogging or playing music or contemplation or gardening or cooking. We don't really know, but each one of us knows what allows our system to rest. Yes.
I like that a lot. That's wonderful. Now, what I've been noticing lately is that it appears that what my life or the world around me is like a mirror or a teacher, and it's continually revealing to me what I need to see, and that my body is also my teacher, and that it's a feedback loop within itself. And yet there's a feedback loop outside of that and a feedback loop outside of that. But the main one is in the center. Is that?
Yeah, and in the center of everything. I agree. Beautifully noticed. Yeah, because everything is made of intelligence. We just have, a concept about intelligence. But, intelligence is another word for the divine or for this pure intelligence that has no concepts and doesn't use thought to animate the world or keep the planets up, or everything is made of this. So that means every human being is also made of it. Sometimes it doesn't look like the human tribe is supremely intelligent, but it's just because under pressure, the concepts seem to live the life rather than the resonance or the heart or the clarity.
And also when we are believing believing, it seems that it comes down to a lot to our belief systems, and the more that I'm able to shed my beliefs and concepts that are in division or duality, that duality dissolves.
Absolutely, yeah, because duality is just a perception.
Right, right.
And it's a beautiful perception because even the perception of other allows for experience and love and uniqueness and lots of beauty as well as suffering.
Yes. Yes. And I've read a lot on, and of course that's the mind that is taking in information, but what resonates here is that we are non-local and that we are not confined to this body, mind, biosuit.
Yeah.
And when I start expanding my awareness to live that and remember that nothing is moving, there is nothing moving. And sometimes when I'm driving, I'll have that thought. It's kind of take me back to my early acid trips or, whatever that I did years ago.
Uh-huh.
When I had cosmic consciousness, and it was like, oh, yeah, this is it. This is great. This is how it is. And merging with all and feeling the ocean and just being. And sometimes I'll have that little moment in the car where I'm driving and I'm looking at the visual screen around me, and I think, well, nothing's really moving. If you just remember that, then you're okay. You're in the center. And then there will be a shift into that space, and I seem to function a lot better.
Lovely. Yeah, because you're rooted in yourself.
Right.
But the main thing that friends don't notice about themselves is, yes, they are the spaciousness of the heart, but they also have the deeply rooted mountain strengths within us. So once that is noticed and nourished, then we can really relax into being the heart of everything.
Now, so that a lot of people are talking about the great heart, or moving from the left brain to the right brain, and then from there to the heart, which has its own mind. There's a lot of definition going on about what is. How do you perceive the heart, and how that manifests through us?
Yeah, well, it's who we are, which is, and even if any friend listening right now has some doubts about that, I would just like to speak of it in a sort of really ordinary way. Just the fact that we are so sensitive, and not just the nervous system, but this open, intelligent awareness is just very, very aware and sensitive. That is what the word heart points to, meaning it's already all welcoming, everything is granted free access through it, within it. So already we are that. Now that's why also friends might notice that tension or stress or the movement to defend the whole security system within in the mind and in the body, and that also points to that you are something precious and open. Yes,
and that brings up the adage, you are what you eat.
Oh, that's scary with the modern kind of food that's out there.
Oh, my goodness, yes. Well, of course, we could go down a branch of the tree on that one if we wanted to, couldn't we? I think that's pretty much been tossed around already. We can see, quote, out there what we're creating through not being with ourselves.
Well, it's just, what people call spirituality is just very practical invitations that have been noticed to work and passed down for thousands of years, and they're all unique in every tradition. And yet it boils down to relaxing and honoring yourself and all other beings. That includes animal beings and nature, and it's just very practical because it allows you to rest within. And the great quote of Jesus is, "Follow me, and I will give you rest." So I think he wouldn't have said, well, maybe he would have said, "Follow me," because he was sort of an itinerant messenger. But really, I would say, listen or look within and rest. Because that is the greatest gift you can give yourself and your family and your community, is to return back to your natural, restful intelligence and function from there, rather than functioning from stress, which is so popular.
Right, and from that intelligence, everything is accessible to us. We're not limited by the mind, or that we consider the brain to be. We are in pure intelligence, and it's so simple and obvious, at times, and at other times, of course, I get distracted and I, find this and that, and when I get that nervous feeling, like you said, the body tells me, well, this is violence. This is a violent show. Are you sure you want to watch that? You do want to take
very
that
nice.
in? Yeah. Do you really want to take that in? Is that necessary? And horror shows, and I mean, I just have been desensitized, just like everyone else, with the program, but program beliefs. But what I'm feeling from you is that once we return to ourselves, that the outer, the appearance of the outer changes. It changes. The screen that's the mirror that's coming back to us shows us somehow, not necessarily instantaneously, but if you know how to see, then you can see where things are shifting. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. And then we just notice that when we are relaxed, like people can just check on their experience of their work week versus the weekend. Maybe on the weekend there might be some unwinding that happens if we're